Good afternoon. Welcome to Whole View Farm. Just out doing some afternoon chores. Nikki's a little under the weather, so I'm on my own today. We just kind of did the bare minimum this morning and just finished up my day job. So now it's off to the farm work. Let's get into it. Headed out right now over to the boys. We actually sold our first livestock this morning. We don't have a Greg in here anymore. He went off to a new home, and we're just down to the 3 rams, Fallon, Gurinder, and little Harry here, and they're ready for a move. So this is our Rammobile or luchador pen, and got it pretty close to the fence, so I'm gonna have to be careful because turns out if you touch these wheels against that high tensile wire, it's gonna light you up. So yeah, we're up here on the 26. Yeah, they're getting impatient. I better do this. You ready? We're going that way. Yeah, there you go, that way. It's a little tough in the long grass. I have to use the machine and a chain to pull it uphill, but downhill, whoa, usually do okay. Here we go. There you go, fresh grass. Look at this crazy dude. I almost put my hand right on him. Big fat banana spider. I do love to see it. That's a good sign of soil health. But I didn't really want to stick my finger in him. It was real close when I was pushing this pen a minute ago. Is that good stuff, Gurinder? Yeah, some chicory, some birds of a trefoil, some dandelions, a little bit of grass. We're still kind of filling in here. We seeded this pasture, it was like 2 years ago, but we went really light on the seed. I mean, like way below the recommended pounds per acre, so it makes sense that it's taken a while to fill in. You know, we cut hay off it earlier this year, and we grazed it a few times, and it's starting to get grassier. So we're pretty happy so far. All right, next stop is the cows. I'm gonna head around, still out on the 26, but heading around the other way. So I'm gonna head here through the training lot, which is probably needs to be mowed. Actually, let's stop here because I want to show you something. All right, I tried a little, well, Nikki, I should say. I had very little to do with it, but Nikki's been trying some experiments here. And in this training lot, we had a really big bedding pack here that, you know, where we overwintered the sheep and the goats, and there was some real thick hay. It was all pooped up, and she just started sticking plants in it. So you got a nice tomato here. I don't think anything's ripened up on this yet. We got it in a little late, but there's plenty of fruit. I think we'll get some before it frosts out. There's a squash hanging out there, some kind of pumpkin, more tomatoes. It's kind of a mess, but oh, look at that. There's a big old pumpkin down there. That's cool. Yeah, boy, these pumpkins are just taking over the world. Oh, here's the rest of the old rotten hay bale that they never finished eating. Some kind of giant gourd. Uh-oh, we got squash beetles. To tell Nikki about that, but we'll see what happens. And we got this, oh, about to step on a tomato. boy, they're just taking over. So not a very well tended garden, but boy, the plants don't seem to mind. And yeah, we got this sweet gem corn here. It's a popcorn. So kind of doing a little Three Sisters thing, although I don't think she ever planted the beans. So, but yeah, we haven't done much to another big old zucchini or something down there. Yeah, haven't done much to tend it. We don't water or really do anything. Just kind of an experiment to see if we could, you know, no-till, just plant right in the hay pack from last winter. And I'd say, yeah, you can do that. We could probably, there's probably things we could do to do it better, get a little more organized or tidy with it, but maybe do some weeding or watering. But for like zero maintenance, I'm happy. We got some stuff out of here, and something different. Let's go see the cows. Well, you got a lot of birds on your head. I've been letting them in the woods over there, and they found a bunch of burrs, and they won't let us get them off. Looks like you're ready for some fresh grass, aren't you? Yeah. All right. Let me set up a paddock here, and we'll get you moved on to something fresh, because, yeah, it's looking a little worked over here. All right, backed up about 50 feet till I found my next mowed path. I went through ahead of time and with the brush mower and mowed areas to run fencing through. Although with these division fences, you know, the main paddock we still have two wires up, but the divisions we've just been going with one, and they've been respecting it. So I think I'm just going to run a single strand this way. We'll cut that long strip in half, and then I'll open up that side and let them in. I'm just finishing off this paddock division here, and yeah, there we go. Careful not to touch the hot fence. Make sure nothing's touching there. We'll go ahead and make this hot. Let's hook up the cold one first. Just works better that way. Yeah, these heifers are anxious. Let's give them some fresh grass. They know what's coming. Hey ladies, you gonna let me pick the burrs out of your tail? Your switches look like clubs. Yeah, looks like you had a bad hair day there, Strawberry. Uh-huh. All right. There you go. Go ahead. Oh, there you go. That's the stuff. Going right for that chicory, aren't you? Yeah, they were ready for some fresh feed, weren't you? Yeah, we got a lot of flies with this warm weather. That should quit pretty soon. Doesn't help when your switch is weighed down with, yeah, that's the fence. Doesn't help when your switch is weighed down with burrs. All right, well, they're distracted. I'm gonna pull in here. I'm just gonna leave this fence up because I think we're just gonna back fence right away. They've been on this for several days. We're gonna move forward. We'll be out of the woods. They won't have that nice shade, but at least it'll get them out of the burrs for a while. And yeah, we just gotta let the poop break down and let this rest. So go get the machine. Show you how we manage that. I don't think they'd come out, but better safe and sorry. Plus, I don't want to keep it popping and shorting out on my. It'll heat up and melt your wire eventually. So your poly, yeah, that easy to get past it with no special apparatus on this one. Oh yeah, they've been hitting that phosphorus. Just refilled this one the other day. It is a popular one. Gets a little chunky though. We're low on iodine. Okay, have to get some of that. See, I refilled the salt the other day too. Oh yeah, that's still looking good. Yeah, not too bad. when we do our moves, we like to give the tank a little scrub, make sure it stays nice and fresh. This is just a cut off blue food grade barrel, and holds about 25 gallons or so, which is plenty for just a couple small heifers. Just use 5-gallon buckets to fill it up. I got 3 with me, so we'll have to make a second trip on this one. When it gets real bad, I like to take the pressure washer, and that does a really nice job. It gets all the algae and stuff off and gives you a nice crystal clean tank. But this is our just regular day-to-day. It's just a quick scrub. Keep it from getting too bad. Yeah. The mineral feeder, making sure okay. Drop that here. Water we like to keep close to the fence, so in between bigger moves, day to day, we can just come out and top it off tomorrow without having to drain and refill the whole thing. We can just pour that bucket right over the fence from the other side, so we can drive right up next to it, not have to mess with the wire. Dogs hear me driving around here. I can hear them barking over the hill. A little better. And we're hot. And there you have it. Cows are moved. We got fresh grass. And go get them another 10 gallons of water, and we should be all set there. And yeah, I think training's going well, or retraining. They're respecting the single strand, so next phase will be reintroducing them to the rest of the flock and the dogs, and hopefully we can get them used to each other enough to stay in there and get along and share water and all that fun stuff. See how it goes. but sure would make our life a lot easier if we weren't moving two groups of animals every day. Well, back here down by the pond, the rams and the cows are all squared away. I did get out and check on the goats and sheep earlier today, got them some fresh water, and everybody's doing okay. You can see the goats kind of coming down the hill over there in the shadow. Yeah, they're doing okay, but they're getting pretty impatient with me. I mean, there's still plenty of roses to work over, but it's getting to the point where we need to get them moved and get them on some fresh, high energy feed. So the plan is to bring them right across the dam here and over to the left there up on that hill. I've got a little bit more work to do to get that set up for them. So I don't think I'm going to get them moved today, but I think tomorrow I got to be ready, and hopefully they don't start pushing fences down, getting anxious for me. But yeah, they're doing a really good job here. I mean, there's still tons of roses to clean up, but they've been working it over really good. You can see them up in there now. Yeah, sorry guys, we'll get you moved tomorrow, I promise. You got a lot to work on here. You'll be all right overnight. And we finally got some rain. The pond had actually started dropping back down a little bit, and the dogs had got out. And I realized, kind of like here where I just ended our fence in the water, I did, hey dogs, you better pet them. Hey dogs, you need some pets? Yeah, good dogs. Right here where you're supposed to be. But yeah, they came up all the way to the barn. They had, the water had dropped down, and they just walked right around the end of the fence we had there in the real shallow end. Probably only lost 4 to 6 inches of depth, but it was about 10 feet of bank over there where it's real shallow. So I had to put up a little extension, and that kept them in. Luckily the rest of the critters were all still in here. The sheep and goats really don't like getting their feet wet, so oh yeah, there's some sheep coming down the road up there. So yeah, we got this set up so it'll be an easy lane to bring them down and right across. I got to get everything over there set up. We've been coming down Boy, look at him eat those roses. That is the best thing ever. Just letting that light in so we can get some grass growing. Yes, sir. Weakening these stems. Here comes some sheep. Sheep are probably a little more anxious than the goats. Goats are pretty happy with this kind of stuff. Sheep are kind of saying, hey, what's the deal? I got some things I want to do over here, but I think I might need to bring them down a hay bale this evening and help tide them over until I can get the rest of this paddock set up. Probably could just put a little fence behind the Kubota and let them open this up for them. That'd be an easier solution. Just don't know how well they're gonna stay in this side. I got this old, the low one's hot, but this is just an old one that was here previously. Piece of poly braid, so not really sure if that's gonna be enough to deter them. So we showed this in one of our previous videos. We'd been clearing all this out and opening up this fence line, and we've been coming down here every day to work on it in the evening for a couple hours, and we got about 7 timeless posts we added to stiffen things up. I still got to finish putting clips on these last couple, but I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good. I think this is going to work out nice. Just going with a 4-wire fence over here. And this is not, oh, something stirring over there. Yeah, this is not our perimeter. Might be a little high on some of these spots, but all 4 are going to be hot, so I don't think it's going to be an issue with them trying to climb under there. We'll find out anyways. Yeah, about 300 feet here, the fence. And then I decided we had this gate hanging out up by the barn. I thought, why not use it? I mean, everywhere up there I want to be able to get a vehicle through a gate, so I thought this would be a nice spot for this little man door that we had, so we can get through the fence and enjoy these woods down here. So what I got to finish up, I got to put this 2.5-inch fiberglass post in. It's just a stop here. I got to paint that to protect it from UV rays. I got a couple of 1-inch sucker rods here. These are actually, this post and these we picked up down at Greg Judy's farm. So when we went down there, we brought a trailer and got some of those supplies from him. And those are really nice things to have on hand, I'll tell you. I don't know where he gets them. There's probably a cheaper source, but I was happy to support Green Pastures Farm, and they worked out real nice. They'd have to haul them back from Missouri. Yeah, get under this big tree here. Yeah, so there's our corner over there. So what I got to do now, last little bit here, is to make sure the corner's got insulators, and then run this wire, and I'm going to use those sucker rods to get that wire down in this gully, and then combination of whatever. I might even have to bring another timeless down, but I think if I get the, yeah, I think I'm going to need something on the bank there to hold it up, and then the sucker rods down, because those are really strong, and they probably can hold up to a bit of a beating unless some giant log comes down here. It should be all right, but the wire I'm not going to crimp or even tie off. I'm just going to pull it hand tight, you know, I'll secure it down there and get it routed. And up here I'm going to drill some holes in this 1-inch or this 2.5-inch fiberglass, and I'm just going to pull that wire hand tight and bend it over, and then just call it good. Cut off the excess, and that way, if you know we ever get a gully washer and a big old log comes down here and rips our fence out, it can just hopefully pull the wire out of here without busting off posts and everything. So and give it that sort of kind of like a shear bolt effect, you know, where you get a designed failure point there. So yeah, that's it. Just this last little 50 feet or whatever. Wires are already there. I just got to get them insulated, tied off, and routed through the gully. So probably a couple hours worth of work here. Finish clipping off the timeless. And yeah, I don't like going through the holes on the timeless. I know a lot of people do that. It looks great. I always assume I'm going to have to replace one. Something's going to break, or I'm going to change my mind and want to reconfigure things. And it just gives you more flexibility, I think, to be able to remove the wire from the post without unstringing the whole thing. So I found these little clips online. We kind of have to form them to our needs, and I wish they were a little heavier duty, but so far they mostly work. Sometimes the wire comes out of there, and then you gotta, you know, come to it when the power's off and hook it back in there. This one's off. I don't even have a route to power this one yet, but we will. And for short term, we're just going to run a temporary line over to the end, and then we can make this hot. I do still have to do electrical connections too. I gotta tie these 4 wires together with some open tap crimps. I gotta run a little conduit under the gate so I can transfer power from one side to the other. And then this will all be one big set. The 300 feet here, and I think it's like 800-900 feet going up that way that we cleared up earlier this month, and then that we only have 2 strands insulated on. We didn't redo the wire, we just cleaned it up and fixed it up a bit. But hey, I'll have 4 hot wires here and 2 hot wires back there, and that'll be good enough to get us grazing on this hill. All right, enough talking. I'm gonna get to work, and I think I'm gonna put the camera away because I'm gonna kind of in a time crunch here, and I want to make sure we get these animals moved. I still have to get out my trimmer and cut some paths through these roses so I can subdivide this. There is some grass on the top of this knoll here, but a whole lot of roses on the side that I want to get them into. So yeah, that's it. Basic chores are done. Time to get to work on some infrastructure, and you know, next time we want to come through here and graze this area, this fence will be done. It'll be maintenance from here on out. It'll give us that much more flexibility. So excited to be making that kind of progress, but it's time for me to stop filming and get to it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.